Kate Mila-Falcher, welcome to Irish Granny Helen, and welcome especially to Nate the Third Wish. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing well. I'm here to entertain. I have some funny stories. I have one especially for you, but that's not the one I want to start with. Did you find any funny stories?
Well, I don't know if it's funny or not, but it was a lot in the news as a meme and on social media. Was about the video of the French president, President Macron, who left the airplane, the equivalent of Air Force One for France. But as the people opened the door, it was seen that it was kicked quite a bit by his wife um,
Well,
in the
to be
plane,
clear, pushed.
pushed,
Yeah, not her
but
foot, her hand.
well, and some people say slapped. So I don't know exactly how we should say, but clearly receiving physical push from
Discipline.
yes. And the funny part was how it was managed from a PR
PR,
standpoint.
yeah.
First, the communication team from the Elysee, from the equivalent of the White House, said that it was not true. It was AI generated. So nothing was true from this video. It was just made by AI, which obviously was proven wrong. So then they had to find another situation. Then they said the video was manipulated. Then they finally said that, so there were four stories about the same incident, and he ended up saying that it was for fun. It was having fun, having, you know, a kind of play, a play. Yeah, yeah, we were
Well, you
playing.
sent me the story. Did you get my did you get my answer?
Yes, yeah.
So without going into too much detail, I told Nate that I have this image of my in my head that involves black leather and whips. This is very interesting. Like, what does this redefine their relationship in the eyes of the French people?
Well, it's already been a bit of a special relationship, considering that she was his teacher and he was only 16 when they started the
Whoa, 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 whoa,
relationship.
whoa, whoa, whoa. Are you serious?
hmm
I don't think I knew that. If
So,
somebody told me this last week, that's if it's longer ago than 24 hours, I wouldn't remember anyway. But he was 60.
yeah.
Yow. So did she have to leave her job?
No, no, of course she did not. And so it just happened. And then they got married, and I don't know the exact number of years, but she's quite older than at least 15 years, I believe. Yeah.
How old was he when they got married?
I would like to look that up, but I think it's like over 18, obviously, but maybe not so much after. Yeah.
Oh my God, I had no idea.
She
Oh,
has children that are pretty much his age, I believe. Yeah,
interesting.
yeah, yeah. Oh, that's his, like, for the French. It's just a small detail,
Just
but
Tuesday.
but the but the the push or the slap made new. I mean, it's today. It's on the front page of CNN.
Well, you know what they're not saying. Obviously, he was a naughty boy. I don't know
He
what.
got so upset.
I bet they got
He
caught in
said,
the act.
I'm dealing with." That was after, obviously, the journalist asked at the press conference, and he said, "I cannot believe that I'm asked this question. I'm working to end Ukraine and Russia. I'm working with Israel, Gaza. I'm just doing international things and trying to get peace, and it's so complicated, and the tariffs, and this is what you're asking me about."
Well, I'm surprised he didn't say, "Why don't you ask mother?" Oh, that would wait a minute. That would be that other guy, the American guy. Oh my God. Well, it wouldn't be
No,
the first time.
that this is also the reason I bring it is coming in this world, you need to have a PR team that is very sharp, and you have to, if this is the truth, you have to the four stories for this incident. This is what's really bad. Four stories.
Yeah, it no longer becomes which story is true. It becomes why are they giving us four lies?
And you can see also as they walk down the stairs, it tries to take her arm and she doesn't. So there's clearly like
Oh, Melania
uh,
situation.
yes. So yeah,
I don't know what to say because I don't advocate, obviously we're laughing and we don't advocate any
domestic
physical.
violence.
No,
Yes.
no. On the other, or what is statutory rape in his background? I mean, let's face it. I don't know what the law is in France. Is it a younger age of consent?
I think it's 15.
Ay, 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 ay.
Yes. Now, I would also say, to be fair, that if it was him doing that to her, and as a role reversal, people would be really, really upset. So I just want to say that it's interesting because obviously I am against all domestic violence,
You're
but
right.
but it's I think we would read it completely different if it was the other way.
We have an expression in English. What's good for the goose is good for the gander.
Yes.
Right?
And so, how do you call it? The movement Me Too, we hear a lot of women, but there are also men that have been.
So, how long have they been married? How old is he?
Let me research this real quick
Because
online.
that's a lot of pate under the bridge, huh? Oh my God.
And it said, um, let me see this real quick. Um, he was 15 and she was 24, so it's 9 years difference.
Which, I have to say this. My daughter won't mind it. You don't have to know which daughter. One of my daughters is married to a man who's 12 years older
Yes.
than she. And when the roles are gender reversed, when it's an older guy and a younger woman, much more common, much more common. And I think that's biological. My gut tells me that we're looking at a biological imperative at play disguised as social convention. Because what's the whole point of couples getting together is to procreate? If you turn the ages around, if you flip the ages, you have a
Yes.
younger man and an older woman, you more quickly reach a period of time where there's no longer a potential for procreation. You know what I'm saying here?
Hmm.
So it doesn't surprise me. It's not that big of a deal in either direction. It
No, no,
depends on, but it is when it starts when you're a teenager.
majors. So they married when she was 54 and he was 29.
Okay, you know what? I feel better about that because men don't neurologically mature till they're almost 30.
And yeah, and I see this, and I will finish with, I just saw this comment on social media, and it says, when your teacher is still slapping you after 40 years.
Okay, okay. Have you ever heard of Fredericks of Hollywood?
No.
Oh God. Oh my God. Fredericks of Hollywood. It probably doesn't exist anymore. It started in Hollywood. It was a shop and it was risque clothing.
Mm.
So it just right on the edge of not allowing people into the store without an ID. And the kind of things that they sold. And because we used to get the catalog for laughs. it was, horrendous looking things that you wouldn't want to wear for more than 5 minutes, but that was the point.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Anyway, let's change the subject. I have one for you,
Okay.
and it didn't start out being for you.
Oh,
This is
does it?
interesting. So let me do a lead into it. I wanted to talk about and this is not the funny part. There was a hot air balloon accident in Mexico this week.
Mm,
They had one of those big hot air balloon things, and you pay to go look at things on the ground over the pyramids of Mexico. And it hit an air pocket, which I thought was kind of the point. You're supposed to be in the air, right? But anyway, I'm not good at physics. It crashed, and 12 people had to be rushed to the hospital.
oh,
I don't think anybody died, and it's a terrible thing. But it got me to thinking. Hot air ballooning. I started to make a list. I made a list of all the things, all the sports or activities that I wouldn't be involved in. And I'm curious to hear your opinion, and then I'll tell you about where the connection is with you. So this list is not exhaustive. It includes, but is not limited to, hot air balloons, cliff diving, parachuting, deep sea anything,
no,
scuba diving, submarines, bells, those things. Alpine skiing or helicopter skiing. Have you ever seen helicopter skiing?
no.
I witnessed helicopter skiing. It is chilling, pardon the pun. They fly in a helicopter over the highest mountain and drop
Oh,
out of the helicopter on skis to ski down to places that are not even supposedly you're not safe to ski. Wind sailing, like you get dragged behind a boat with parachute,
yes.
Surfing, no offense. I come from California, but no thank you. Any kind of space travel, no. I don't even like tall buildings. Spelunking, you know what spelunking is? Going into caves.
Oh,
I would never do that. Oh my God. Or going inside the pyramids. I know somebody who went inside the pyramids. Let's just say it's a gigantic cave. No,
yes.
thank you. Climbing Mount Everest or any tall mountain. Hiking the Grand Canyon. Why would you do that? Running a marathon. And I did a triathlon. Yeah, I
And
know
I
that you're
run
crazy.
too.
Yeah, we're going to talk about
No,
you in a minute. The Iditarod. Are you familiar with the Iditarod?
no.
This is a race every year in Alaska where people get pulled through the wilderness on a sled by sled dogs, and they sleep with their dogs in the wilderness. It's a very long journey on sleds. Anything in the Olympics. Camping, hockey,
The
rodeo.
camping is kind of low.
It's on my list. Hockey, rodeo, NASCAR, football, baseball, soccer, bullfights, flying an airplane, and at this point, being in an airplane. Babysitting. That's an activity that I never want to have to do again. You're going to hate this next one. Cruise ships. I never would want to go to Mar-a-Lago. I never want to take ayahuasca or LSD or psilocybins because my grasp on sanity is so delicate. I was going to ask you, before I got this other topic that ties into this, I was going to ask you, how long is your list of things you wouldn't do?
Shorter than this one.
Oh, come on. What did I leave out? Did I leave out anything?
That you would do?
No, that you would not do.
Oh, for me, anything bird is a problem.
I should go get my parrot.
Anything bird. That's like one of my biggest fear.
Yeah.
Uh, chickens in particular.
Oh, I have chickens too.
I know. Uh, I could imagine not liking. How do you stand on a string and
Oh,
you
I
walk?
forgot that. Oh, tightrope walking. Thank
Oh,
you. I
that's
forgot
like
that.
a no-no for me.
That's going on my list.
Um, I would say some roller coasters rides.
don't do don't do amusement parks.
Um,
This is great. I'm getting some new additions to my list.
boxing.
That is so brutal.
I know.
It's gross. My father used to make me watch boxing when I was little.
Oh my God, no.
Yeah.
I don't like that at all. Um, any kind of gymnastics.
Oh, that kind of comes under the heading Olympics.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm
That's true.
always waiting for somebody
Actually,
to get hurt.
boxing is
Oh, I
well,
guess it is.
in
It's
and
like,
out, in and out, in and out.
yeah.
Uh, well, activity you on your list, but they would not be on mine. Video gaming.
You would do it?
I would, but
Oh,
not sure you
I
would.
couldn't be
Yeah, that's right.
bothered. Yeah.
That's you wouldn't do video gaming.
Yeah.
So you're looking for more from me that I wouldn't do?
Well, I hope you'll add to this list and send it to me. I'm going to write something about this for Substack. And I know it can't be exhaustive. And listen, I embrace my phobias. I don't like heights and I don't like speed and I don't like excitement. I am the most boring person in the world. I fully embrace it. I don't care. And, people come to visit and they want to go do these outdoor things. I'm like, I'll make the cookies. You come home and I'll make the coffee.
I love zip lining.
Oh my God, that was on my list.
It's
I,
fun.
I told you my daughter went to South America and they spent 9 months. And the only pictures they ever sent were, here we are zip lining over the jungle in El Salvador. Here we are zip lining over the jungle in Peru. Here we are oh my God.
I like the zip lining.
So what is it you like about it?
That you get to see so much
Of what?
of a forest or a canyon or nature.
See, I am an advocate for Mother Nature. I just don't want to interact with her.
Well, I like to interact with Mother
I
Nature,
know most people
but
do.
I would rather zip line than hike.
Well, of course. Of course. Oh, you know what we should put on the list? What do you call those cars, those cable cars that go up the mountains and the funiculars?
Oh,
Funicular
you don't
car.
like funiculars?
No. I
What?
told
Oh,
you I'm no
what
fun.
about taking an elevator?
I don't really like elevators.
Yes,
I would do the stairs.
stairs. Well, that's good for you, but
I don't know. You know where I went once to, I went more than once to Chicago because one of my children went to graduate school in Chicago and went to this building. I think it was the Sears Tower. Might have been the John Hancock. I can't remember. But in the girls' bathroom, the women's bathroom, they had, I don't know what to call it, like an alcove entirely made of glass. So it's kind of like a balcony enclosed in glass, but the floor was glass and all the walls and the ceiling. So you stepped out on this and you were hanging over the city of Chicago, standing on glass, looking down.
Oh, yeah. You didn't like that?
I thought it's a good thing this is in the bathroom and the toilet is close by. I did not like that. There's no way I would walk on that.
I don't mind.
Oh. See, you can do those things, Nate, and you can send me a postcard.
One thing I wouldn't do is fishing.
I've been fishing. It's boring. And then I feel sorry for the fish.
Well, that's more where I come from.
I wouldn't do that. Yeah. And I would
Uh,
never want to go on a no-kill safari. I wouldn't want to go on a kill safari, but I would not, send me a picture. I don't need to
mm,
be that
in the
close.
okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I had one on the tip of I forgot. Tip of my tongue, but I forgot.
You wouldn't go with Jane Goodall to look at the gorillas in the rainforest?
Oh, what about so any kind of kayaking, canoeing? No.
That I think I put deep sea anything.
Yeah, but that's not deep sea. That's surface
Oh,
sea.
okay, like river rafting. No,
Well,
thank you.
that's a bit yeah.
We're no fun at all. In fact, I have zero desire to visit Niagara Falls. The parking lot is too close. Somebody's definitely going to comment that I need to consult a therapist. But I'm perfectly happy with the
Oh yeah,
situation.
I was.
Okay,
What about horseback riding?
I like horses.
Ah, so do you do horseback riding?
I don't know how. I've been on a horse. I
Yeah.
don't know how. I've had the opportunity a few times growing up to do horseback riding, very controlled. The horse was 150 years old and there were adults around. But I'm not afraid of horses. I like animals, and I would
Yeah.
be happy to go horseback riding. It would take a certain amount of education to get me in a safe place, but I'm open to it. I would do that.
Okay.
Now, see, I would
Okay.
do that. The horse does all the work.
Okay.
Sure.
So we found an activity. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like horseback riding
So are you inviting me to go horseback riding?
on the beach. Yeah.
Yes. On the beach. I love the beach. Yes. Yes. But lots of sunblock.
Yeah, of course. And a hat for
Look at
me.
this. Oh,
Yeah.
exactly. Big hat, lots of sunblock, long sleeves. They make clothes now that are sun blockers.
Yep.
Like my
Yeah.
grandchildren go to the beach, it looks like they're going sleeping at an overnight sleepover in their cozy pajamas because they have long sleeves, and because they're all very fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of my granddaughters has red hair, like I did when I was little, and her skin is blue. It's so pale. Yeah.
Oh, did she ever had some bad burns?
No, because
Oh,
my
good.
daughter is paranoid about it, and you need to be. I've
Yep.
had
Yep.
some bad burns as a
I had
child.
to.
Did you get sick from it?
Fever.
Yeah, I think they know better now.
Yeah. 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 It was bad. I was in hell.
How old were you?
Maybe 14.
Oh God. So was it your own responsibility? You sat in the sun and
Yeah, just didn't see it coming. It was my back. It was very painful.
we emigrated when I was 3, and we went from Ireland, rainy all the time, to Southern California, sunny all the time. And the first week that we were there, friends of my aunt and uncle talked my parents into letting me go with them, which, when I think about it now, seems odd. But they took me to a pool. And I remember being at the pool, and we were there all day. And I
Oh.
had third-degree burns. I was in a coma from the
Oh.
burns. I know, I hate to one up you, and then when I was
No,
about
this is
17,
this is more than one up. This is like way
it's
more
bad, right?
severe.
I remember I looked like the Invisible Man, bandages everywhere. And then when I was about 17 or 18, a friend of mine invited me. I went to a rich girls' school, invited me to their summer cottage on the beach. And on 4th of July, we fell asleep on the beach. I had blisters, huge, gigantic blisters. When I stood up, I'd almost pass out. It was terrible. So I'm a walking potential for skin
Oh,
cancer, right? But you live and you learn.
yep, yep.
They're much more careful with children now. Much more careful.
Thank
It's, yeah,
God.
thank
It's
God.
awful.
Yeah, it is
Yes.
awful. So now let's tie you into these
Oh, I thought I
ridiculous,
was already tied in with those
no, these
activities.
ridiculous sports that I think you would love this sport. So this week in a little town called Brockworth on Cooper Hill in Gloucester in England, they had the annual cheese rolling and wake,
Oh,
where they roll a 9-pound wheel of Gloucester cheese down a 200-yard hill. It's a 50% angle, and people chase it. And the first person to get to the bottom of the hill wins. But it is so bad that it's been described as, I had to write this down because I thought it was so funny. They have the men do it and then women do it, and I think they divide it into ages, so there are several opportunities. But this is where 20 young men are chasing a cheese off a cliff, tumbling 200 yards to the bottom, where they are scraped up by paramedics and packed off to the hospital. In 2023, Canadian Delaney Irving won the ladies' race, but when she ended the race, when she got to the bottom of the hill, she was unconscious. And she learned about her win in the medical enclosure. And the guy that won this year, Tom Kopke, has won before. They do give the cheese a 1 second head start. And I thought, this is perfect for you.
yeah,
You could
no.
get the gold medal.
Well, and I assume you win the cheese too?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Oh, I would love that.
Motivation. Yeah.
Yes.
So of all the ridiculous sports that I could name, that doesn't even get on the list.
No.
No, there's a payoff. At least there's cheese at the end. So anyway, that's my
Funny.
funny story for the day. And you said you didn't really have anything other than
Oh no, I usually come up with one and a kind of check mark and yeah.
well, I found one from Italy, but it's not nearly as funny as the cheese. In Italy, they have this group of men, and it's many groups of men, called the Unmarelle, and it loosely translates as busybodies. These are groups of old men who are retired, and this happens all over the country. They get together, to have coffee in the morning, and then as a group, they make it their business to go to the construction sites of public works and supervise. You're not doing that right. Don't look. Be careful.
Oh my God.
And it's so commonplace that they have a name for them, the Unmarelle. And it's a thing in Italy. I just thought that was cute. The busybodies.
Oh.
So you should start that movement in France.
Yeah, that's for sure.
How do you say busybody in French?
I don't know if it even translates.
Well, you would want maybe interfering snoop, maybe.
I think it has to do with troublemakers.
Troublemaker, yeah.
Yes.
So what would you call them? Don't you use that term at all?
Troubleur.
Troubler. So anyway, the only other story I have pales by comparison. It was about the explosion on a sewage boat in New York Harbor.
Oh.
Worry about that some other time. All right, then. I think our job here is done.
Thank you.
No, thank you for giving me endless hours of entertainment. Just remember, the cheese stands alone.
Of course.
Okay, thank you, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Come join us for current events.
Yes.
Bye. Thank you, Nate.